I looked over the chest, little carvings of flowers and animals covering it. A solid lock to keep out no do-gooders. It was a bit heavy, but me made out of wood and metal will do that, and it makes it harder to carry off. It was completely normal in every way except for the portal to the dimension of death it contained. It's been like that since last week, Ms. Rukalakalaka quickly corrected me with a wink and a smile as she opened the chest to show me. It allowed a 10,000-eyed monster to escape. I quickly stepped on it and threw it back in. I didn't do anything different. I opened it up and a faceless monster tried to pull me in. It didn't pull you in, right? I asked. Oh dear no. I gave it a few good hits with a broom and it went back in. It was strange to hear one of the faceless being defeated by a broom. I picked it up and the horrors of a million tortured slaves burned into my mind. Do you know that your broom is a relic? No, I bought it from Target a few weeks ago. Is that normal? Well, they are known for sourcing some of their products from the Undead Cathedral. You know, as long as you keep it locked up and don't let your undead beast get into it, you'll be fine. Miss Rukalaka picked up the broom, looking it over. She shook it a bit and furrowed her brow. She had the inquisitive look of a gremlin. I loved that look. It's probably why all my exes are gremlins or born of the muck. I don't feel anything. Is it broken? Well, you have to be an undead, a ghost, a monster, or magically inclined like me to feel it, I said. At that moment, her undead beast rammed the door, the steam from its nostrils coming in from under the metal door. Oh, is that why he's been trying to get in? I nodded. Yes, ma'am. She interrupted me. You can call me Julie if I can call you Eric. For a second, my mind emptied. I'd never felt this way when getting hit on. I thought it was because she's a human woman, but then I realized the broom relic was feeding off attraction, sucking the thoughts out of our minds. Sure, you can. Don't let it get that broom where the memories of a million tortured slaves will be released if it breaks. Huh. She threw the broom on her bed. Okay, let's get back to your chest, Julie. She laughed. My partner should be here soon. She grabbed my hand, smile on her face. Is he as good looking as you? I pulled my hand away. I'd say so. He's very cute. The smile on her face dropped away. Oh, I see. An awkward tension filled the air, released from the broom relic. Before one of the memories in the broom relic could become personified, the lid of the chest opened and my partner hopped out. Glad you can make it, Bibbs. Bibbs cleaned off his front paws. Hold on, he said while trying to clean. I need to get the demonic ash off me before it burns. I get it, he's cute, and Julie laughed. I thought you meant he was cute. Not cute. She bent down and scratched him behind the ear. You're a cute kitty, aren't ya? Bibbs purred and shoved his head into her hand. I rolled my eyes. Bibbs, what you find in there? Bibbs kept purring. Hold on. Julie kept petting him. Wait, I'll tell you in a second. I pulled Julie away from Bibbs. Okay, now I'm ready. He jumped on top of the chest and folded up. So right meow, it's looking like somebody performed the ritual of a Tushi. Essentially what happened was a portal opened there and it leads to this chest. Why my chest? Julie asked. Bibbs looked as thoughtful as a magic-possessed ghost cat could look before explaining. Dumb luck, I suppose. Or prophecy. Either one. Have you needed any prophecies fulfilled lately? Julie eyed me. Maybe. Oh, wow. Bibbs jumped off the chest and made his way for the door. Be good? Anything you need from me, right meow, Eric? No. You sure? Nothing right meow? I'm good. Okay. He was about to walk through the door when he turned around. Meow. He then walked through the door. I looked back at Julie. All right, Julie, what's the prophecy? She bit her lip. One day I was possessed by a former god emperor. When I came to, he had written down that my firstborn would be him reborn, and he'd conquer all of civilization and immortalize me in a gold cast for all eternity. I shook my head. That doesn't sound like something a god emperor would say, even if it was a former one. Do you have what he wrote down? She reached for the wall and pulled out a small metal box, took out a paper and handed it to me, and then she put the metal box back into the wall. There it is. I looked it over, flipped it over. This is fake. I showed her the paper. See? This just says Conqueror. Okay, so? Julie asked. No god emperor would ever talk about just conquering a civilization. They'll also have enslavement and genocide. She obviously didn't know what to say. She just stood there staring at me. What is this about? I asked her. She looked down at the floor. Well, I opened the portal because I wanted to see you. I walked over to her and put my hand on her shoulder. A lot of people want to see me. You can't just go around opening portals. It's dangerous. She looked back up at me. I know, but when I saw you on the Scrying channel, I just had to be with you. I love you. Julie, a lot of people think they love me. You don't even know me. How can you love somebody you don't know? Don't tell me I don't love you. I do. Julie moved in for a kiss. It was strange. This woman I didn't know was telling me she loved me, but I felt it too. Maybe it really was prophecy. As our lips touched, the image of a demonic hellscape filled my mind. Not again. Before I could say anything, she pulled back, her mouth hanging open. You're a ghost? And you're a succubus. She paced back and forth. This is typical. You know, I just wanted a man I can possess to do my bidding, and it turns out you're a ghost. She stopped and pointed a clawed finger in my face. You were supposed to get me on TV. Oh, so you don't love me? I asked. Of course not, you idiot. I'm a succubus. The broom relic started to howl, the anger filling it with power. Are you sure you're not just making excuses because you're ugly? At that moment, I knew I made a big mistake. Never make fun of a woman's looks. She tried to claw my head off, but it went right through me. You're nothing but a phantasm. The room went silent. Even the broom relic knew she just screwed up too. I hadn't been called that word in years. How dare you say that? Her disguise fell. It turned out she looked exactly like she did when pretending to be a human, but with red skin. Also the claws. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Well, I'm sorry I called you ugly. You're actually very beautiful. We both sat at the end of her bed. You know, Julie, I don't want to hide that I'm a ghost. Just because all the ghost rights acts and ghost channels doesn't mean we're not discriminated against. Julie put her arm around my shoulders. It's okay. You're a great ghost. You couldn't be where you are if you weren't. I shook my head. I'm not the only ghost. I got lucky. I can hide it. Not all of us can do that. My dad couldn't. I remember what it was like back then. We couldn't take the bus. We had to float through doors so everybody always knew we were ghosts. Tears tried to fill my eyes, but I'm a ghost so I can't cry. My dad told me to ignore them. One day, nobody will be judged by the corporealness of their existence, but by their character. That day still hasn't come. Your dad sounds like a great ghost. He was. But that very day, as we were walking down to the movies, some guy we had never seen before exorcised him right in front of me. He was gone. Nothing but ectoplasm left behind. I didn't look, but I could hear Julie crying, the brimstone burning through the floor. What happened to him? He got off. He was a demon. He said it's in their nature to do evil things. The entire jury were demons. That's when the whole ghost rights movement really took off. The court said it was evil to exorcise ghosts. They didn't even mean to say it, but they wanted the demon to go free. They didn't even think about what they were doing. Never thought I would see the day Headless Horseman laws be gone. We sat in silence, and I don't know how long, before Julie spoke again. I'm sorry a demon did that to you. We're nothing but evil. I turned to look at Julie. Her face was on fire. This wasn't a succubus act. This was real. Julie, don't blame yourself for what other demons do. I don't blame myself for hauntings. Just be the best demon you can be. I'll try. I'm sorry I lied to get you here. I can close the portal on my own. You can leave if you want. Julie stood up and chanted incantations over the chest. A few moments later, a sucking sound filled the room. The portal was closed. I stood up and was about to leave. It was strange. There really was an attraction. I turned back. Julie, I really did mean it. You really are beautiful. Julie stayed facing the chest. Stop lying. You don't have to do that. I walked over and stood next to her, staring right at her. I mean it, Julie. More brimstone fell from her eyes as she looked at me. Really? Yeah. I'm not lying. She stared at me, trying to figure me out. Maybe she thought I was trying to trick her. When she spoke, it all came out. I don't do anything but lie. Everything I've said is a lie. Even that relic is a fake. It barely has any tortured memories in it, and they're not slave memories. They're memories of people that watch DC films. I didn't care about the lies. She really was just lonely. I couldn't blame her for that. Well, how about I get to know who you really are? No lies. Why don't we start with your name? She sighed and closed her eyes. She finally smiled again. I loved her smile. Sure, it's not Julie Rukalukalookalookala, but I can't say my real name because it always summons something. For the first time in forever, I smiled. That's okay. You don't have to say it. I like Julie anyway. It's a nice name.